just finished the Saturday morning session of General Conference. I'm just going to offer some initial thoughts. Um, I have my notes that I made, put in the email I send to myself for me to print out and look at later and do some notes from. Uh, Last night I went and cleaned the Brigham City Temple, and the fire alarm went off. The funny thing is that the last time a fire alarm went off when I was in the temple was when I received my endowment in the San Diego temple. And then shortly after, I was made an ordnance worker there. And then I was taught the protocol of what to do in such situations. So last night, clean the temple, fire alarm goes off, and it was going for a while. We actually did have a fire in the basement down in the humidifier, some smoke and everything, and it got dealt with pretty quickly. President Hess, who used to be our area authority, or Area 70, he was there late at night, dealt with it very quickly, efficiently, and was very communicated very well about everything. Yeah, you got candy all over your face. But we ended there. They put some fans in to air out the place, and we went on and cleaned. And after cleaning the temple, I asked if I'd go down to where the oxen were that hold the baptismal font, and they took me down there and showed us around. That was really nice. General conference today. You may have seen the thumbnail I put in, and it has the statistics. One thing that comes to mind with the statistics is that for over 1,000 years, creedal Christianity moved throughout the world and promoted throughout the world and filled the earth by force. And here we are with our leader as our first prophet being a martyr, being killed. And that first church meeting was 6 members. And then the prophecy that would fill North and South America and then fill all the earth. And then Elder Razban testifying that he is a witness to this. That to me is amazing. Because it is filling all the earth. We have the statistics, and those statistics cut off in 2024. It's probably much bigger now. Over 17 million members of the church worldwide. 202 temples, either announced or dedicated. It's amazing that we're living in this particular time. And I think it was Elder Holland or President Holland who said it, but the adversary is working very hard to try and stop us from, fulfilling our role. And that was evident last night when I was cleaning the temple and there was a fire. And though we had to stand outside and the siren was very loud, and it was very cold, I saw husbands comforting their wives, covering their ears from the siren, protecting their wives, and everyone was still happy and joyful. Oh, we have comments here. We have Liam says hi. Lion says hi. Roblox. You are beautiful, and hi, you are glitching. I don't know what. Oh, yeah, it might be internet connection. I don't know. I have good reception right here. The church you are a part of is the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, the restored ancient church of Jesus Christ. Roman says, I am a Christian. Me too. Though many people don't think so, we are. Anyways, just wanted to go over some of the post-morning general conference. Who did 9/11? Well, that's not the subject of this video, but obviously I have some thoughts on that. The What were some of your thoughts from this morning's general conference? I loved how President Eyring ended by stating purely that he knows just as well as I forget how he phrased it, but he testified that he is a witness of the resurrected Savior Jesus Christ and knows just as well as those two men from Emmaus knew. And that to me makes sense because they are special witnesses of Jesus Christ as seers, revelators, and prophets. You guys believe in Jesus? Absolutely. He is our Savior. He is, without him, all would be lost. So I encourage you to watch the general conference. I'll put a link in the description of this after the video, but it's all over YouTube right now. You can watch general conference. We have a morning session which just ended. We later have an afternoon session, and there will be 2 Saturday or Sunday sessions tomorrow. So you have plenty of opportunity to watch past general conferences and this current general conference. This is where we have leaders, key holders, priesthood key holders of the church, modern day apostles and prophets, mouthpieces of the Lord, speak to all of us and help prepare us for the second coming of our Savior Jesus Christ, and help us keep walking on a covenant path. You need Jesus? Well, absolutely. Puzzo needs Jesus. We all do. Everyone should believe in Savior who died for all, and so many prove he exists, loved holy lives. I'm sure that there's some typos in there, but I think it lives holy lives. Love from India. I get a lot of people from India. I love India. I've arrived. Awesome start to general conference. Key says awesome start. It was an awesome start. And I'm curious to see what President Nelson has to say. I heard another podcast or somebody, an insider, say that there was that Elder Christofferson read his conference talk and was excited about it. I mean, we're always excited. It's always good, but it's always purposeful. One thing that one of the brothers stated was he reiterated what President Nelson said about last general conference. He said, let that general conference be a litmus test to determine what is true for the next 6 months. And the last 6 months, we saw a lot of false things being taught, a lot of people teaching their own, reinterpreting things and pulling away. In fact, one chief who will not be named on this channel any longer, he has spent his time, especially today, casting shade at the Lord's anointed. So we certainly have seen things get exposed. Brother, please say Jishri Ram. I hope that's not a bad word in another language. But I hope it's something good. For that reason, I generally don't repeat what people ask me to say on here, because if I don't know what it means, I don't want to say it and it be used for something not very good. But welcome you being here and invite you to watch General Conference. That's what we're discussing today. Although this is going to be short, I know there's a lot others who are going to do a commentary after. It'll probably be far more interesting. And I'm going to make my kids some lunch. But I loved that President Irene affirmed that he is a witness of the risen Jesus Christ. I loved hearing uh, of his testimony of that and affirming these things, especially when we have so many people casting shade against the Lord's anointed. It's not a bad word. Yeah, I can't Google search when I'm live streaming. Key, that same. It is prophesied that in last days the truth will be reviled. Yes. Good will be called bad, bad good, just in prettier terms. And we've obviously seen that, but we're also seeing a stripping away and unveiling of the deception which we've been under. Even things as far as our own government deception. Um, things are being revealed, but with that revealing also comes a lot of going a little bit too far. And we don't want that the government's revealing things of the past to be taken advantage of. We don't want to become gullible because of that so they could just do different things. But a lot of the history that we've been taught, we've learned uh, what we suspected for a long time is not as accurate. And there are uh, things that testified in the Book of Mormon and in the Bible, secret combinations, evil doers who have been operating and going about their dark works unseen. And gaslight and revile anyone who calls it out. I've been a witness to that working in government. It's not fun. That's why now I'm a stay-at-home dad. uh, anyways, I'm going to cut it short right here. And we'll probably talk about this a little bit more. It looks like kids need my help. So take care.